everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is something that I uncovered today, and I think I'm the only person to connect these dots. So I'm putting it out there. I am the first person to connect these dots. All roads leads back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This tea is hot. Okay. So basically, the story is this. Raquel was fired yesterday. Wait, we're going to get into it. Raquel now has the same publicist as Erika Jayne. Yes, the same exact publicist who was seen leaking and being involved with the Erika Jayne, Lisa Rinna, Kathy Hilton, Aspen drama, and all of that. I'm going to connect all of the dots. But before I do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box down below. Be sure to join our newsletter. It is 100% free, and you get a lot of self-care content. So with that, you guys, let's dive into the mess. All right, so let's connect the dots, okay? Word on the curb. This is according to Dumas. So this is alleged, it's a blind item, that Raquel was fired by her publicist, okay? She was fired by her publicist. I'll read you that link, that blind item, okay? It's on the screen, but just in case you can't see it, I'll read it for you. It says, subject, beauty queen in crisis mode. Raquel fired her PR team yesterday, or was fired by, which not so coincidentally was the same as Tom Sandoval's PR team. Her new team is already on the offensive, crafting a narrative that Raquel is also a, quote, victim in all of this. When she films with Sandoval later today, she's been advised and is planning to break things off with him. To be determined if this happens. The plan is to then go after him for screen recording the FaceTime sex session without Raquel's consent, which was uncovered by Ariana on Sandoval's phone and led to the unraveling of events. They're planning to allege that Sandoval took advantage of Raquel while she was in a vulnerable moment in life, clouding her judgment, then recording intimate videos without her knowledge. She will then go on an apology tour, relaying that she's devastated by what has unfolded and for betraying one of her best friends, Ariana. At present, Raquel is not taking responsibility for her role in this affair. She's more concerned with correcting the record on the, quote, finger-banging video than taking accountability for the hurt that she has caused. And just for the record, she didn't have these ideas nor plans to distance from Sandoval until her new PR relayed their strategy to try and save her image. Okay. We're going to get into this because we're going to dissect this, okay? Now, this screenshot is from Raquel's Instagram account. And I took that today when I was prepping for this, like 20 minutes ago. So this is her latest and greatest, okay? Now it's saying for PR and press. I don't know who it said previously. According to Dumas, she had the same PR people as Tom Sandoval, which I think that part is true because all those Vanderpump Rules kids did have the same PR people, the same PR press, this, that, and the third, right? But now it said, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm going to toot my own horn, toot, toot, because I am the first person who connected this dot, that her new publicist is Jack, and his last name is like Kiatsoan, if I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, But he is the same exact publicist that is Erika Jayne's publicist. The same exact one that we saw in the last season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the same exact one who it was alleged was leaking all of the Kathy Hilton, Lisa Rinna drama to the press and the blogs and the media, trying to distract from Erika Jayne's legal problems being the main storyline on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is the same exact publicist. His name is Jack at Full Scope PR. Okay. And this is from Raquel's Instagram. So this is her, according to Dumas, according to the blind item. Again, everything is alleged. So I'll just say that now. And then moving forward, we know all alleged. This is now her new PR. And her new strategy is basically to lie. If this is to believe that she's going to lie, say she was the victim, Tom Sandoval took advantage of her, he FaceTime recorded her doing a sexual act on video without her permission, blah, 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 blah. Okay, listen. And then later on, if you guys want, I have a couple of articles where we could talk about Jack and Erika and Lisa. But for now, I'm just going to break down the tomfoolery, pun intended, of this strategy and why it's not going to work and it's such a lie. Okay, Raquel, Jack, if you're listening, there are holes in this strategy. The first hole is Raquel herself. She has had the most entitled, pretentious, I don't give an F, I'm doing whatever I want attitude this last season and currently. So this whole, she was taken advantage of, a bad time she was having, this isn't who she is, she feels so bad, that narrative isn't going to fly. She sat there, looked Katie Maloney dead in her face, and was basically like, I can have your ex-husband if I want to. And what? She was just on Watch What Happens Live saying, I didn't ask Katie for permission when Andy was talking about the conversation they had when she said she wanted to date Tom Schwartz, or hook up with him, rather. She didn't even say date. She just said she wanted to hook up with him. Absolutely ridiculous. And then now that we've seen everything that her and Tom have done, the whole Tom sweatshirt, wearing it at BravoCon, him dressing up as her for Halloween, and then Raquel having the audacity to bring the sweatshirt to Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, them wearing the same, his and hers matchy, lightning bolt necklaces, disappearing, that allegedly means I love you, disappearing for 3 hours at Sheena's wedding, and now they're like, oh, were they off banging, having sex in Ariana's bed and underneath her roof. It's been said that Tom Sandoval and Raquel were having sex in Ariana's bed when she was in Florida because her grandfather died. And then there was the other rumor going around that he snuck Raquel into Raquel's room when she was staying with them in the guest room, and Ariana caught them, and he lied and said, oh, I'm bringing her water. And it was 4 a.m. in the morning. And also, not to forget everything now that's being leaked, that Raquel was at, Tom Sandoval's gigs and stuff by herself, acting like, she's the number one, she's basically the lead singer's girlfriend, just out in public, what? The audacity of it all. So the narrative that oh, poor Raquel, she was some victim and Tom took advantage, that's not going to fly. The other part of what's not going to fly in this very contrived fake strategy, and before I get into the other reason, side note, I do believe this blind item from Dumas. It tracks because it's the same exact strategy that Jack was trying to do for Erika Jayne. He wanted to insert, oh, let's make Kathy Hilton homophobic, a racist, a meltdown, a white supremacist, blah, 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 blah. So everybody will be talking about Kathy, and then it'll distract from the whole mess that is Erika Jayne. And he has been known to do this. We actually did a deeper dive into him. Go back and watch that video, but we did a deeper dive into him. And he has said before that that's a part of his strategy, with his clients. He does crisis and he does damage control. And one of his main strategy is basically create a bigger fire to look at. So if your client is in the middle of a PR storm and have their own fire going on, just create a bigger fire to distract everybody until your fire goes out. And then he's also known for setting up fake celebrity relationships, like whether the client is like an up and coming celebrity, he will pair him or her with like a A-lister or a more high profile person to like raise their star. Or unfortunately, sometimes people cannot be honest about their sexuality because, there still is backlash. So sometimes certain celebrities will hire, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, to date to hide the fact that, they're gay or whatever. Because unfortunately, sometimes there's still hate and stuff like that happens in our society. So he's known for that. So none of this surprises me because this completely tracks. However, the cat's too far out of the bag on this one. It's too far out of the bag. Because another reason why this strategy isn't going to work, again, Raquel, Jack, if you're listening, you need a new strategy. Call me if you need a consultant, okay? Another reason why this strategy isn't going to work is because you're trying to claim that Tom Sandoval took the FaceTimed and screenshot and screen recorded her basically, playing with herself, finger banging herself without her consent or knowledge. And then that was the video that Ariana found. That was the sex video. That doesn't track with everything we already know. We already know that Raquel sent the video to Tom. So if she sent the video to Tom, then how was he able to FaceTime or screen record it? And also don't forget, during the time that the video was being sent, or the time that the video was received at least, Tom was on stage playing with his cringy, weird band. So how was he on stage in front of 20 people? How is he simultaneously on stage and screen recording Raquel playing with herself on FaceTime? So that also doesn't track. This cat is too far out of the bag. Like, it's crazy. And it's also very disgusting and grimy as hell for their strategy to make Raquel a fake victim of sexual exploitation, I guess the word would be. It wouldn't necessarily be like revenge P word, because it's not like he purposely leaked it. In order for it to be revenge P word, it would have to be, they did it in an intimate setting and then he got mad at her and he leaked it on purpose, right? So it wouldn't be that. But it's like, oh, he didn't have her consent and he FaceTimed her. Like, we gotta, like, these shows really have to stop playing around with sexual assault victims or sexual exploitation victims. Like, you really gotta quit that. You really gotta stop. We had enough of it in Potomac. And we're not we're not gonna fly, because there are so many people out there who have been exploited in a sexual way, who have sent things to someone that they trusted and then they leaked it out, who have been taped and recorded without their consent. So miss me with this whole Raquel is a victim thing. And he, what I'm like, to me, again, disgusting. And the other part that I do believe about this is that Raquel doesn't give a damn, that she really doesn't blame herself. She has no remorse. She could care less about Ariana, and that she wants to find a way to just be with Tom and still become, in her delusional head, the HBIC of Vanderpump Rules. I totally believe that. I don't think she's taking zero accountability, because remember, even when she was on Watch What Happens Live, how disgusting and disrespectful when she was like, have a friendship with Katie or make out with Shorts. She was like, whatever, I'll make out with Shorts. How disrespectful. It's like, you don't have to be BFS with someone to show them the most basic, bare minimum level of respect. And to be honest, Katie's never been mean to Raquel until she wanted to hook up with her ex-husband. So Raquel really doesn't have a reason to be this disrespectful to Katie. Katie didn't do anything to you, Raquel. You wanted to make out with her husband literally before the ink dried on their divorce contract. And the gag is the entire time you are having sex with his best friend. So the entire time you're having sex with his best friend, who is also the long-term boyfriend of your supposed friend Ariana, you, on top of all of that, you're still getting pleasure out of hurting Katie because you're in a fake relationship with her ex-husband? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's the real gag. That is the real gag. I believe all of it. In my opinion, I believe it. I believe it. Except for, I don't think she fired her PR team. I think they fired her. I think they let her go. And she then had to go and get this, what do you call it? A new PR company. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But not shocking. Not shocking, right? After everything we know, of course she's going to hire the same publicist that Erika Jayne has. And honestly, and a little bit more about this publicist Jack guy, he's very thirsty on the scene. So this is Jack. So this is him here with Gretchen Rossi. If you don't know who Gretchen Rossi is, Gretchen Rossi was on The Real Housewives of OC, like way back in the day. Like way back in the day. Like you can kind of see how he's aged and all that stuff. Now, this is also Jack with Kim Zolciak. We all know Kim Zolciak was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Tardy for the Party. And then up in the corner, it says Jack. And then underneath it, it says Erika's publicist. This is from when remember it was like the deleted scenes, the deleted footage from the season finale of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's where this is from. And I remember that in the deleted scenes, it showed Jack and Mickey and some other person were like Kiki and hee-hawing about the whole Erika Jayne stuff. And then that's when, with the Erika Jayne, Lisa Rinna, and Kathy Hilton stuff. And they're like, oh, Kathy needs to pay for this. Kathy needs to be exposed. It's so wrong, blah, blah, blah. And then that's when Kyle told it at the party she had about how she knew that the leaks were coming from Erika Jayne's publicist. That's him. I don't know who this Jackie person is at the bottom here, but she looks like somebody maybe from that looks to me like Paris World. What's Paris Hilton's reality show called? Paris World, whatever it's called. I think it's that, because also don't forget, he's also the publicist for like Nikki Hilton and Paris Hilton. Actually, let me read a little bit about this. Okay, so this is from Variety. This is a little background information on Jack, okay? Publicist Jack and Pia launched full scope public relations exclusive, okay? This is from Variety, so it's going to be a nice article. Now, don't forget, so this is full scope. This is him and his partner, and then this is him with Kristen Cavallari, because he's also Kristen Cavallari's publicist too. He's like in that whole, what do you call it world? But yep. Anyway, here we go. Publicist Jack and Pia have partnered to launch the new agency Full Scope Public Relations that Variety has learned exclusively. Full Scope Public Relations will be based in West Hollywood, California, where it opens its business this month. Jack, a PR vet and author, started his career with PMK before co-founding the publicity firm EMC Bowery. Pia started her career at EMC Bowery under Jack before joining Jones' work, where she worked with talent, corporate, and executive clients. We are thrilled to be embarking on this new chapter with Full Scope Public Relations, Jack and Pia said in a joint statement. Our team is a mix of diverse young creatives and veteran experts who share the same determination to launch innovative campaigns that express compelling brand stories and evolve the full scope of each client's future. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, but we're going to get into what they really do. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Full Scope's roster includes a range of musicians, television personalities, and influencers, in addition to corporate clients. The agency represents Tyga, who is Kylie Jenner's ex, and what's her name? Black China's ex. Okay, Kristen Cavallari, who we know is a reality star, Nikki Hilton, Nick Carter, Dre London, Brian McKnight, Erika Jane, Dorothy Wang. Dorothy Wang, we know she was on Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, I believe. Kim Zolciak, Amber Rose, Monique Samuels, plus Uncommon James, Neon Carnival, and some other stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Wow. Now that sounds really fancy, right? But then I also have the article from Heavy, which says Real Housewives of Beverly Hills deleted scene puts Erika Jayne's publicist in focus. And that's him. He was the one who was accused of spilling all of that stuff. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Ugh. All right. So just to recap for the people who just joined, according to a blind item linked by Dumas, Raquel, in my opinion, was fired by her PR team, or she fired them, but I'm pretty sure she got fired. Thank you. Hey, Buzz's ex-girlfriend has been stuck inside sick this weekend. Great coverage. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah. So, was dropped. And I'll read it again because I know that a lot of people just joined. So I'll read it again. And I do believe I am the first person that put together the fact that her new publicist, Jack, is the same exact publicist that Erika Jayne has and used to basically throw Kathy Hilton under the bus in order to deflect from Erika Jayne. Basically made up lies to protect his client, okay? Now here we go. It says, Raquel's fired by her PR team yesterday, which is not so coincidentally was the same as Tom Sandoval's PR. Her new team is already on the offensive, crafting a narrative that Raquel is also a victim in all of this. When she films with Sandoval later today, she's been advised and is planning to break things off with him. To be determined if that happens. The plan is then to go after him for screen recording the FaceTime sex session without Raquel's consent, which was uncovered by Ariana on Sandoval's phone and led to the unraveling of events. They're planning to allege that Sandoval took advantage of Raquel while she was in a vulnerable moment in life, clouding her judgment. Then recording intimate videos without her knowledge. She will then go on an apology tour, relaying that she's devastated by what has unfolded and for betraying one of her best friends, Ariana. At present, Raquel is not taking responsibility for her role in the affair. She's more concerned with correcting the record on her, quote, finger-banging video than taking accountability for the hurt that she has caused. And just for the record, she didn't have these ideas, nor plans to distance from Sandoval until her new PR relayed their strategy to try and save her image. Which is really, really disgusting. Really, really disgusting. Basically saying, let's pretend you are the victim of sexual exploitation in order to save your image. An image nobody cared about and nobody will care about. Like, Raquel is not that girl. She's never been that girl. I'm confused by this. She's just not that girl. What image? What exactly? Like, Raquel, just like shut up and go away. Like, what are you trying to save? You're a B player on a show. Go away. It's not that deep or serious. You're making things worse for you. a couple of things that just popped into my head, a couple of things that just popped up that I think is worth noting and to like think on and noodle on, right? If she goes through with this strategy, some people might actually buy this BS. That is really putting the nail in Tom Sandoval's coffin. Let's talk about the fallout he's already had. He's had to move out of the mansion. He got his, partnership with Hydroxycut. I don't know who takes Hydroxycut in 2023. I don't know. But he basically, lost his partnership with Hydroxycut. They're, quote, putting it on pause, but we know what pause means. He lost that. He's had to take a break or step away from Schwartz and Sandy's because Schwartz and Sandy's right now was getting slaughtered on Yelp, to the point where Yelp had to release a statement being like, hey guys, like, we get it, they messed up, but like, don't put up fake, reviews. So Yelp even had to like suspend, reviews on Schwartz and Sandy because it had gotten that bad. He had to put out the whole statement about, please don't take this out on Schwartz and our other partners. I have to step back from Sandy and Schwartz, blah, 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 blah. He's getting booed and heckled at his cringy, concerts. He has delusions of grandeur. He thinks he's the most hated man in America. We don't hate you. We're just disgusted by you. There's a difference. You're not the caliber to be hated. We're just disgusted. Those are two very different things. So he's already gotten a ton of backlash, right? Ton of backlash. Business is folding, money going out the door. Got to figure out the situation with this $2 million house with Ariana. I don't know if he has a stake in their cocktail app delivery service. Probably does. I think they did everything together. So that money is also on the line. On top of all of that, for Raquel to then claim that he sexually exploited her and recorded her sexually without her knowledge, now you're really setting fire to his whole life and career. Now, I don't personally believe that is true. I think she willingly and consensually sent him stuff, and he probably sent her stuff, and they probably recorded stuff. And I'll tell you a huge reason why I think this. We had been talking about, and I wish I had the clip of it. I'll find it. We had been talking about, and if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. Raquel and Sheena Shea, before everything hit the fan, like literally like the day before or the day of, they were doing the press tour, right? And she's doing an interview with Page Six. And Raquel, her voice is shaking. She sounds like she's about to cry. She can barely, get through her words. Her voice is very, quivering. And the reason why I think that is because of the context of the question that she got. The Page Six reporter was like, oh, what was the last text you got from somebody in the cast or whatever? And that's when she started shaking and quivering. And she took out her phone and she's like, oh, it's from Schwartz. And he said, Rock, come join us, blah, 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 blah. I think she was shook because she was worried that they were going to say, show us the last text message that you got from Schwartzy, or show us the last text message you got from a cast member. And then on her phone would be all of these, finger banging videos and, sexting videos and sex texts and photos that her and Tom Sandoval have been swapping. I think the reason why her voice was quivering was out of fear. Because if I was her and I was in that situation and I'm being interviewed and I know that I have all of these, sex videos in my phone, sent via text and this, that, and a third, and they're like, oh, so your last text message in your phone, and she has her phone in the actual interview. So it's not like she's remembering. She has the phone. I would be like, oh my God, are they going to ask me to see my phone? Oh my God. Because you know how they do that weird kitschy stuff in skits? Oh, show us your last text message, something like that. I think she was in fear. that they were going to ask to see it. And then she'd have to somehow quickly delete all of the sex videos. Because if you think about it, that's what Ariana found. She found the sex video of Raquel, according to this Dumas blind item, finger banging herself or whatever the case may be. I don't know what she was doing, but she was doing something to herself sexually. I think she was worried that they were going to find that, because that's exactly what Ariana found. And that's when everything popped off. I wonder how Sandoval is going to feel if Raquel goes through with this strategy. Because I think Raquel would be like, oh, let's go through the strategy, but let's secretly stay together still. But how? How are you going to secretly stay together if you're going to go out and basically tell the world that this man sexually exploited you and taped you while you were doing a sexual act without your consent? After he's pretty much on the brink of losing everything. That's the strategy? Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah. And these people, I mean, dwindling. I mean, not to quote Candace, honestly, both of them have very dwindling careers. You know, Tom Sandoval and Schwartz are promoting hydroxycut. Hasn't that killed people? I don't even think that's safe to take. And then we have Raquel, you know, I don't know if it's real tears or fake tears, talking about she's like, doesn't feel like herself and she's so lost in her life because she's aged out of being in pageants. So what do they really have going on? Vanderpump Rules was on its very last leg. Season 9 was a bust. They barely even got that. Season 10 was doing good. It was chugging along, but I don't think season 11 was a slam dunk guarantee until now. Ugh. But I want to know what you guys think, okay? And stick around, my beautiful candy canes, because I'm going to take your candy cane questions and comments, okay? So stick around. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. You know, what do you think about Raquel either firing or being fired, because I think she was fired, by her PR team, and then hiring Erika Jayne's PR person, her publicist, Jack. Remember, Jack is the same one who was allegedly behind leaking the Lisa Rinna and Kathy Hilton drama as a way to deflect from Erika Jayne. Same exact person, same exact strategy. Create a bigger fire so people are looking at that fire instead of looking at your client's fire. Put it down below. What do you think? And then also, what do you think about their PR strategy? Basically calling Tom Sandoval a sexual predator, saying he exploited her and she was at a vulnerable time, this, that, and the third. Put it down below. Let me know what you think. And before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and join our newsletter. It is 100% for free. So with that, I'm going to take some candy cane question and comments. And happy Sunday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, Pia Press, she says, I'm ready for this. Yes, me too. Irene says, wait, what? Rachel was fired? Yeah, I think she was fired by the publicist, because you have to think about it this way, right? If the publicist, as it said, represented both Raquel and Tom, now that they are in crisis mode, it could be a conflict of interest, particularly with the fact that her new PR company is going on the offense and making him the bad guy. It's almost like if you have, say, two people commit a crime and the plan is to blame the other person. They can't have the same lawyer, right? Because then it's a conflict of interest. So it's kind of like that same thing. It's like Tom and Ariana are both horrible for this. Horrible. So if the strategy is to blame to blame the other person for it, you can't have the same publicist, because that's a conflict of interest for both clients. I think they let her go and she got fired, and then she'd hired Jack. Okay, Barbara says fired. Eileen says, hello all. Hey, Eileen, thank you so much for being a channel member. Hey, Kristen, damn it, I wanted her off of Vanderpump Rules. See, this is the thing. I want her to stay on Vanderpump Rules, at least for the next, obviously for this season, and then maybe next, only because I want her to get shaded. Like, I want her to get slaughtered by Katie and by Ariana and by Lala and even by Kristen Doty. I know it's problematic, but I do want Kristen back. I do. I want Kristen back. I just want them all to just go after Raquel and Tom. Not just Raquel, but I want them to like read Tom for filth. Like just literally just take him all the way down. All the way down. Hey, Irene, she goes, Kristen, that's what I was hoping for too. Irene says she's probably too much for a PR firm. Yep. Kristen says, get absolutely effed, Rachel. Hey, Pat Westwood says she want her 15 minutes and now she has it. Exactly. That's why when you be wanting this fame, you better be intentional. You better want good fame and all this stuff. Hey, Eileen, she goes, they wouldn't fire her now. This will put her in the viewers for sure. Too juicy. Yep. Irene says, ew. Kristen says, surprise, surprise. Hey, Eudice says, what image? That image is destroyed. Exactly. Her little, I'm a pageant girl and I want to take care of kids and woe is me. Girl, bye. Your image is gone. Your image is trash. We see the real you. Hey, Muriel, what's up? He says hello. Hey, sweetheart. She says hello, everyone. Hello. Hey, Felicia. She goes, oh my gosh, Raquel is shady. She really is. Eileen says, yeah, nothing cleans up your image like being in cahoots with a dodgy publicist. That part. Irene says, I guess the doe-eyed Bambi image from her season is a distant memory. Yep. Hey, Candy K. Candy K is barfing. Felicia says, Raquel, you lay down with dogs, you get fleas, run from that publicist. Yep. Yuda says she has been through 4 guys. Yeah. She started with Peter. Well, you could even say 5 because technically she started with James. So she went from James to Peter to Oliver to Tom Schwartz to Tom Sandoval. So she's run through 5 guys in the same group. Now, to quote Katie, she ran a train through Vanderpump Rules. Those aren't my words. Those are Katie Maloney's words. She ran a train through Vanderpump Rules because we have to keep James on the list. That's 5 guys in the same group. The only guy in that group who she hasn't hooked up with, to our knowledge, is Jax. And that's probably because he got fired before she could. Like, think about it. She's been with every single guy except for Jax. Because who else is left? That's straight, at least. You know what I mean? Who else? Like, who are the guys? James, Tom Sandoval, Tom Schwartz. You know, Peter's a supporting player. Oliver now is making an appearance, right? He's debuting this season. So she's really gotten with every single guy on the show, except for Jax, but Jax got fired, as we said. And then, and Max, but like, come on. That's crazy, girl. That's crazy. Hey, Misty, what's up? She says, hey, y'all. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Tobias says, hey, y'all. Hey, love. Hey, Kristen. It says, why is no one absolutely livid about this idea? Pretending to be a victim. Amber Heard, anyone. Exactly. This is a slap in the face to actual people who are taken advantage of. 100%. 100%. I agree with you 100%. Miss T says, we back at it. I know. I was trying to take today off. I really was. But then when I was just looking at everything, I was like, wait a minute. And my candy cane critical thinking hat popped on. I was like, I know this publicist. And I was like, how do I know this publicist? That's Erika Jayne's publicist. So if any outlet or anybody else starts telling this story, you heard it here first with the candy canes. I was the first one to crack this case that this publicist is the same one with Erika Jayne. So I was like, I got to go live. I got to get this on. I got to timestamp this, you guys. Shout out to all my candy canes. Irene says, hey, Misty. Felicia says, at Kristen, 100%. Miss T says, hi, Irene. One of the geeks and weirdos says, I know people are afraid to slut shame, but I'm not. Raquel is a dirty whore, point blank, period. Oh, damn. Hey, look, to quote Queen Wendy Williams, shout out to her, say it like you mean it. Say it like you mean it. It's all good. Mrs. Graham says, hey, everyone. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Hey, Felicia. She goes, Raquel is a consenting adult. Exactly. And for her to try and act like she is now a sexual exploitation victim is absolutely ridiculous and disgusting and extremely disrespectful to true victims. Like, Bravo really has a problem with people exploiting victims, whether it's they have actual victims, Jen Shaw, Erika Jane, you know what I'm saying? Or they exploit people who are in marginalized communities. Minorities, oh, she's a racist, LGBTQIA, oh, she's a homophobe, actual sexual assault victims, oh, he made me feel uncomfortable because he's married. Get the hell out of here. It's ridiculous. Miss T says, no fly zone. Miss Graham says she's fired from her previous PR agency. And according to Dumas, she's now paying money, negotiated, the money, because don't forget, you pay the publicist, which is different from a manager. Sorry. I'll break that down real quick. The difference between an agent versus a manager versus a publicist. This is what it's supposed to be, at least. An agent is supposed to get you auditions and meetings and stuff like that to get the job. That's what your agent is supposed to do. Your manager is supposed to really oversee your career, your brand. Like, do you need new photos? You should be seen with this person. You should be seen going here. What is your brand? Are you like the cute girl next door? Are you the sex pot? A manager is really supposed to oversee your image, your brand, your whole career. Should you be doing TV or film or writing books or whatever? And then both agents and managers, if it's legit, only work on commission, meaning when you work, they get a percentage of that gig you got. They should only work on commission. You should not have an agent or a manager on retainer. You shouldn't pay them out of pocket, which is different from a publicist. Now, a publicist, their job is to get you press, get you in the press, get you in the media, to oversee your public image, right? Basically, take what your manager does, crafting your image, and then the publicist gets that image out there, get you on red carpets, going to events, being quoted in magazines, talking to, top tier bloggers and all of that, really shaping how the public perceives you. That's the job of a publicist. And a publicist, you pay them like out front. Like, you're really just hiring them to do that job. It's not commission based. So that's kind of the difference between the three. Just thought I'd share that real quick. All right. Hey, Irene. She goes, Kristen, she lost me when she was crying about James not paying her bills anymore. And I found out she was sitting on 30 million. Wait, Raquel is sitting on 30 million? Does she come from money? Wait, what? Wow, that's crazy. Hey, Tobias says, what happened? Yes. Kristen says, yes, Reen. Hey, Felicia, I can hear Nene shouting, close your legs to men who are taken. Exactly. I mean, we might as well call Tom Sandoval married. Isn't it 7 years for common law in California? And him and Ariana were together for 9 years. And they own property. Please. Hey, Boss Lady Jones, she wanted her 15 minutes of fame and now she has it. Exactly. Hey, Tobias, a lot of them are in the closet. Fact. Yup. Miss B says a beard, 100%. Shelly says, oh my God. Shelly says, holy freaking she's. Tobias says, who did the finger thing? Okay, so word on the street, alleged. The video that Ariana saw the night of Tom's concert was a video of Ariana pleasuring herself with her fingers, finger banging herself. That is what allegedly she saw. That was the sex video that she sent to Sandoval. Now, what her new PR people supposedly are trying to say is, oh no, it was during a sex session between Raquel and Tom Sandoval, and he screen recorded her without her knowledge, without her consent, which I think is a bunch of BS and a lie. I don't think that Sandoval, look, I'm not a Sandoval fan at all, but I think that they were in a relationship, you know? I think that they were banging this and that, and they've been bold about it, basically playing in everybody's faces the entire time. I think it was consensual. I don't think he screen recorded her without her consent. I think she was pleasuring herself and she took the video of it and she sent it to him. Another reason why I think that is the timing of it all. She is out of town filming Watch What Happens Live, right? I believe, do they film that in New York, I think? I don't know. Anyway, she's off somewhere. He has the gig. And it's like, oh, hey, boyfriend, I know you're at the gig. Wish I was there. You know, here's something to remember me by, or whatever, to be on your mind, blah, 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 blah. Girl, bye. Tobias says, what are we talking about, Raquel or Erika? I'm lost. Okay, Tobias, are you still lost? He goes, oh, okay, he gets it. I was like, wait a minute, he gets it. Okay, good. Hi, Irene, that's so gross. Sorry, keep that private. Yep. Kristen says, Rachel's team trying to say Raquel and Tom were FaceTiming. She was banging herself exactly without permission, but it isn't true. She's trying to lie about being a victim when she isn't. Exactly. Hey, Boss Lady Jones says, I agree, Candy. Yes. Hey, Kristen, but it wasn't she who sent the video to him. Exactly. That's why this isn't going to work. It's like I said earlier, the cat is too far out of the bag. We know too many details now. We know too many details for them to try and spin it. Like, sure, Sandoval is garbage for this, but I'm not going to say that he is some sexual predator. I don't think he took advantage of Raquel. I think she was a very willing, consenting adult. You know? Sure, what he did was wrong, but I'm not about to get out here and be like, oh, Tom Sandoval is a sexual predator. No, absolutely not. Because I don't believe that. I don't think that's true at all. You know what I mean? And for this to even be an angle that they're going with just shows you how grimy she is. If she really goes through with this angle, that is so grimy. That is really, really grimy. But hey, you know what? What did you expect, you know? What did you expect from someone who literally has zero regard for anybody else's feelings? It says it right here. And just for the record, she didn't have, wait a minute. Where did it say it? Oh yeah, it says she's more concerned. Oh wait, it says at present, Raquel is not taking responsibility for her role in this affair. She's more concerned with correcting the record on the quote finger banging video than taking accountability for the hurt she has caused. That I believe. Hey, AD says, okay, on top of that also makes me know that Tom thinks Revenge P is okay. But that's the thing, though. It's not Revenge P because he didn't leak it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the reason why they can't spin it that he leaked it is because Ariana was the one who found it. So the only way for them to spin it is saying that he took it without her consent. Do you see what I'm saying? So revenge, in order for it to be Revenge P, it would have to be that Sandoval leaked it without Raquel's consent. But that's not what happened. Ariana found it. So it's not Revenge P. You see what I'm saying? Ms. Graham says, very true. Eileen says, so she's just throwing everyone under the bus now. Even the one person could have been on her side. That's really stupid. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the only person on her side. Who else does she have? She's going to be waiting out Schwartz. Schwartz has no loyalty to anybody but Sandoval. And I think even that loyalty at this point is probably waning. Because even the two of them have been on the outs. So who does Sandoval or Ariana have at this point? Not Ariana, I'm so sorry. Raquel. Kristen says it's not revenge P. He kept the video she sent him. Exactly. Debbie says Raquel fired by the publicist. Shelly says if Ariana found the video, she may have been the one who leaked it. This is also the thing. I don't know if the video itself has been leaked versus the content of the video has been leaked. Like, I'm not personally going to Google it to try and find it because who knows? I don't want that on my Google search, number one. You know what I mean? I don't want that on my Google history. But the video itself, I don't believe has been leaked. I think what has been leaked has been the content of the video, meaning what she was doing on the video, we know, but I don't think that we've actually seen the physical video. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Ms. Graham says, exactly. Hey, Shelly. Shelly says, Katie and Ariana both sold feet fetish pics for her to get a nose job. They did really help because you're right, because didn't Raquel get a nose job but didn't like James like hit her accidentally or something like that? I'm not trying to put any like, DV on him, but something happened where James did something and her nose got broken or hit, something like that. Kristen says she's now going to play victim. I'm not having it. The B, I swear to G. I know. Hey, Ms. Graham, all three of them are disgusting. So true. Becky L says, so basically Raquel played all of us with the sweet and airhead act. That part. I mean, Lala called it. Lala called it. She really did. Hey, boss lady James, there are so many men in the world. She only chooses guys from the show to try to keep her job. That part. You had to be with, we know for a fact she had sex with two. We know James, we know Sandoval. We know she's made out with, at bare minimum, Schwartz, Peter, and Oliver. Probably slept with more than that. I'm just going to put it out there. It's insane. Ms. Graham says they definitely let her go. Yeah, the PR people definitely fired her. I think that they probably have a more allegiance and loyalty to Tom Sandoval. Because what we're talking about is the fact that prior to this, Raquel and Tom had the same publicist or like the same PR team. But now, since they both are in hot water, depending on the strategy they're going to use to get out of it, it would be a conflict of interest to keep both clients on. Particularly when you think about what she's doing. If you're going to do a smear campaign against the other one, you can't still be representing them, right? And they probably have the most allegiance to Tom because they've been with him the longest. He's definitely been on the show the longest. He also probably has more to lose. So like more money for the team to lose. I'm laughing at Hydroxycut is ridiculous, but it's like the Hydroxycut, the restaurant, the cocktail book, this, that, and a third. And also, I'm pretty sure they probably also represent Tom Schwartz. So they probably wouldn't want to let Tom Sandoval go if they also represent Tom Schwartz. So I'm pretty sure they fired her. And then she hired Erika Jane's publicist. Ms. Graham says she probably didn't even give them a heads up. Exactly. That's another thing. That's a really, really good point. When it comes to the Erika Jane, Jack publicist, Lisa Rinna, Kathy Hilton drama, they were all in cahoots. You know what I mean? It was actually probably Jack and Lisa Rinna's idea, and Erika probably just rolled with it, right? But they were all in cahoots. They were in lock and step. Jack the publicist, Erika, and Lisa Rinna, they were all in cahoots with leaking stuff to the media and to the press and to the bloggers, the lies about Kathy Hilton. They were all in cahoots. Whereas this affair with Raquel and Tom Sandoval probably blindsided their PR team. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different situation. It's one thing if it's the scheme the PR team came up with versus you're blindsiding them with this scandal. Basically a career-ending scandal. You know what I mean? Boss Lady Jones says they need to let Sandoval go as well. They should, but they probably feel more like an allegiance to him, and he has more money-making projects because I don't know what the hell Raquel has got going on. Irene says Erika's probably her hero. Kristen said yes. OC second season to 4 or 5. AD said, for real, my best friend was sending news to my fiance. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Now ex-fiance and ex-best friend. Ariana had some good times over those 9 years, and now she can move on and continue to be a bad bee. Exactly, AD. And I'm really sorry that happened, but yeah, Ariana is just going to be better for it. Hey, Mind Over Matter says Raquel played everyone. She was a fan before joining the cast and is worth $30 million. I gotta look up Raquel's. Put it down. Where are you getting Raquel's net worth from? Put it down below. She's worth $30 million. But listen, she doesn't look like she's worth $30 million. Let's put it that way. I'm not trying to be a hater, but if I had $30 million in the bank, I think I'd be doing a little bit better than Raquel. Kimiko says, hey, Candy. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Roberta says Lala and James and Tom and Ariana should all be fired. They all cheated. Oop. Shelly says, is she really at Mind Over Matter? So she just loves the show for the sick attention? Yeah. I didn't know she was worth $30 million. Lola Cookie says, Jackie is the queen of Versailles. She's a rich biatch. Mind Over Matter says, all true. Miss T says, is that the publicist that got fired? No. This is the publicist that is Erika Jayne's publicist, and this is the new publicist that she has now hired to do her crisis and damage control. Do you see? Lola Cookie says Versailles. Yes. Shelly says, I always thought it was James that could be sitting on a ton of money due to George Michael's will. Yeah. Who knows? Katie W says, all should be fired, both Toms and Raquel. In fact, I would rather see a new show like The Ladies of West Hollywood with Stassi, Brittany, and Kristen back with Sheena, Ariana, Katie, and Lala. I would agree, except for no Stassi and no Brittany for me. Mind Over Matter says Sandoval's worth $4 million. Yep. Shelly says, if she has that much money, why the F would others have to sell foot pics for her to afford a nose job? Yeah, I don't know if she's worth $30 million. That doesn't seem to track. I don't know. We need more information, Mind Over Matter, on that one. Put it down in the chat box that she's worth $30 million. I'm going to look it up super quick. Let me see. Dun. What? Okay, so this is from Distractify. And it says, from pageant queen to reality star, Raquel's net worth is sky high. Season 10 of Vanderpump Rules may be the most dramatic yet, with the aftermath of Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney's divorce front and center. Raquel's involvement with Tom takes things from messy to messier after hooking up at Sheena Shea's wedding in 2022. To say there's tension is an understatement. However, the show must go on. After first appearing on Vanderpump Rules Season 5, Raquel has made quite a name for herself. As a result, her net worth has skyrocketed in recent years, from reality television to pageantry to business collaborations. Read on to learn more about where the 28-year-old's net worth comes from. All right, let's see. Raquel Leviss' impressive net worth started with pageantry. According to Life and Style, Raquel's net worth is an estimated $30 million. I don't know if I believe that. We got to keep reading because The Vanderpump Rules star is no stranger to the spotlight per Us Weekly. Sorry, one second. Per Us Weekly. Raquel was passionate about pageants growing up and even secured the Miss Sonoma County title in 2016. From there, she competed in Miss California USA and Miss Malibu USA. However, in April of 2022, the reality star revealed her pageant career might have finally come to an end. Raquel is no stranger to the spotlight. She was passionate about pageants, blah, 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 blah. Where is it saying that she's worth $30 million? I need to see where that money came from. Okay, it says part of her net worth stems from her beauty collab with Vanderpump Rules co-star Lala Kent. In May 2020, Raquel teamed up with fellow Vanderpump Rules star and former nemesis Lala Kent to create an eyeshadow palette for the 32-year-old's brand Lala Beauty. Side note, Lala has since put the Bambi collection on clearance. Shout out to Lala. The palette's name paid homage to the dramatic season 7 fight where Lala called Raquel a Bambi-eyed bee. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. It says, in addition to former pageant queen, frequently promotes Vanderpump Rules on her Instagram page as the primary source of her 30 million net worth. It behooves her to share behind the scenes photos, videos, and more with her fellow cast members. I don't know about that. I don't think Raquel is worth $30 million. If Raquel is worth $30 million, why was James paying for everything? Why was she literally crying because she realized she started to have to pay for stuff on her own once her and James broke up? And if she's worth $30 million, why is she living in like a regular smegular apartment in West Hollywood? I just don't think Raquel is worth $30 million. I don't think her Instagram pageants, her Lala Beauty palette, and, Vanderpump Rules check. And she just really got bumped up to full-time on Vanderpump. She was really B player for a long time. The only way I think she would be worth 30 million is if it was like family money or something like that. But I don't think she has family money like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't believe that Raquel is worth $30 million. That just doesn't fly. But let me know what you guys think, okay? Let me know what you think. Let's see. Mind Over Matter says it's all for a storyline. They're actors and models. See, that's the thing. I actually don't think it was. I think they really were having a genuine, actual, legitimate, off-camera, not for a storyline affair. Amber says, sounds just like Jackson Saki storyline from years ago. Miss Graham says, all of VH1 and E. Exactly. Shelly says, is James even on the show anymore? I don't watch it anymore. Yes, he's still on the show. He's still on the show. Eileen says, got some problematic clients this one. Yep. Thank you, Buzz, for the super sticker. Been stuck inside sick this weekend. Great coverage. Thank you. Miss Graham says, and bravo. Hey, Naja says, hey, Candy, just joined your live. Welcome, sweetheart. Miss T says, thanks for the donation. Mind Over Matter says, this is better than the Jackson Stassi storyline, LOL. I think it's better, too. And it's better for a couple of reasons. One, we're more invested because we've now known Ariana and a couple of the other characters for years and years before, like, their whole crew was, like, fresh. It was like season 1 or season 2. And, sure, Ariana did cheat with Tom and that's how she got him and everything. But other than that, really, Ariana is really likable. She's a cool girl. She's a cool chick. We like her. Whereas the other people were more questionable, Tay says, Raquel ain't no victim. No, she's not. Buzz ex-girlfriend says, I was in and out of fever dream last night listening to you guys, LOL, quite the Saturday night. Oh, I know. We were rocking and rolling last night. We really were. Miss Graham says, wow. Mind Over Matter says, hard to know if any of it's real. Very true. Miss T says, it's Rachel. Miss Graham says she has no one on her side on the show, though. Exactly. Miss Graham says, shake my head. Hey, April Morgan says, you know what the big deal is. It's not like they were married. I agree. It's not like they were married, but it was like they were married. They were together for 9 years. They own a $2 million home together. They've gone on business ventures together. They have the cocktail book and like the cocktail app that they do. And beyond all that, he was lying to her. Ariana thought she was in a committed, monogamous, long-term relationship. So that's what the big deal is. Just because you have a piece of paper doesn't negate the hurt and the embarrassment and the disrespect. What they did was dead wrong. Piece of paper or not. Dead wrong. And to be honest, 9 years is longer than a majority of marriages these days. Sandy Jersey Girl says, it's as disgusting as the act itself. Girl, bye. That part. Mind Over Matter is true, April. So stupid mixing money without being married. Well, doesn't really matter because when you're married, you still have to, unmix it too. Hey, H. Lee said, it's really true. How you get them is how you lose them. Tom and Ariana were sneaking around with Kristen. That's very true. Eileen says, hydroxycut. What? Never heard of it. It's dangerous. I don't know who takes hydroxycut in 2023. Mind Over Matter says, and James was sneaking around with Kristen. Yep. That's a good point. I do think a little bit of Tom Sandoval getting with Raquel was some type of get back at James when James got with Kristen. Do you know what I mean? Because James and Tom were friends before James started having sex with Kristen. So it could be some type of get back. Ms. Graham says LOL. Mind over matter says hydroxycut. Naja says, what a cesspool with this group. Kristen says, I hate Rachel, to be honest. Irene says, didn't know hydroxycut was on the market anymore. Ms. T says, bad press is still press. Oop. Mind over matter says there. Ms. T says, Raquel is a mess. Irene says, this could backfire or be a win for Bravo. I think it's going to be a win for Bravo. Because no matter what, we're watching now. We're more invested. They're in the news. They're in the press. They're trending. You know, cameras are back up. So for Bravo, I think it'll be a win no matter what, because they can always recast people in a couple of seasons. And then the show will still be, you know, going on if for whatever reason, you know, they fire like Raquel or Sandoval, or they choose not to come back or something like that. But no matter what, it's a win for Bravo because views are views and ratings are ratings, you know? Linda says his decision to do this repeatedly has severe consequences. His decision. So true. Ms. Graham says Swartz, aka Sandoval, that part. Mind over matter says she knows the whole group is against her. Yep. Ms. Graham says something random. One of the geeks and weirdos says, I wonder if the cast will chase Raquel off the way they did Faith when Faith only slept with one known scumbag who was in a new relationship. That part. Justice for Faith, by the way, justice for Faith. But yeah, I do think they're going to try and chase her off after they like come for her neck. But I don't think any of them are going to give Raquel a pass. I don't think any of them are going to go light on Raquel. I don't. I think that they're ready. They want their pound of flesh from her. You know, Lala's been ready. Katie Maloney now wants to be ready because it's like, why mess with me? Why hurt me to cover up your actual cheating scandal? They didn't have to do Katie like that. They did Katie dirty. Tom Schwartz did Katie dirty. Sandoval and Raquel. They all did her dirty because they knew she was hurting. They knew that she was embarrassed by the whole Swartz and Raquel cover up. And they basically just used it for their own means, not caring who they hurt, you know, in the interim. And Sheena should be pissed too, because Sheena fell for the okie doke. She got cussed out and called a troll, this, that, and a third on the outs with everybody trying to get Raquel and Schwartz together. But then again, Sheena, like, that was the wrong road no matter what. That was the wrong road, girl. Irene says, I don't think Raquel knows what she's getting into. She doesn't have the grit like Lala, who can go hard. I mean, I would have thought that before all of this. At this point, we don't really know what Lala has. I mean, what Raquel has. You know what I mean? We don't know what she's got going on at this point. Ms. T says, Raquel just sent that video and Ariana kept digging. That part. Hey, Kathy. She goes, Raquel is wasting her money on a publicist. She is not that dumb. There's no way they can blame it on her being vulnerable. They're both guilty and they just need to own it. That part. And speaking of owning it, Tom Sandoval has not owned it. He came out with that very basic, bizarre, weird statement where he never even said sorry to Ariana. He never addressed that at all. But he also, coincidentally, never addressed what's her face either. Sorry. Never addressed Raquel either. Let's see if I still have it. Let's see. I do. Here it is. Let's read it again. Okay. So this is Tom Sandoval's statement. Now that we know, Raquel's alleged PR plan, this was his, which blew up in his face. Okay. He says, I fully understand and deserve your anger and disappointment towards me, but please leave Schwartz, my friends, and family out of this situation. Schwartz specifically only found out about this very recently and most definitely did not condone my actions. This was a very personal thing. Also, Schwartz and Sandy's might have my name on it, but also there are 3 other partners and 20 employees who especially rely on the restaurant for income for them and their families. Just like Tom, I'm a small part of a much bigger thing. Please direct your anger towards me and not them. They did nothing wrong. I'm so sorry that my partners, Greg, Brett, and Schwartz, and our employees have to suffer for my actions. I will be taking a step back and taking a hiatus out of respect for my employees and partners. I need some time to address everything. To address everything else. Sorry for everything. Now, what in the hell was that statement? What in the hell was that statement, Tom Sandoval? You did not once say, I am so ashamed that I have embarrassed and hurt Ariana. Now, you didn't even think of her. The only person in this that you were trying to protect was yourself and obviously Schwartz. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, wait a minute. I think there was also, all right. And then I'm going to read you guys this article from Screen Rant, okay? That addresses what we're talking about now, like the cover up. So let's get into it. One sec. So this is from, let me pull it up real quick. Okay. This is from Screen Rant. Vanderpump Rules fans slam Tom Sandoval and Raquel's, quote, damage control for affair scandal. VPR fans, all right, here we go. Fans of Vanderpump Rules are slamming Tom Sandoval's attempts at damage control after he cheated on Ariana Madix with Raquel. Tom and Ariana were together for about a decade. As soon as their split was announced, it was revealed that his affair with Raquel was the culprit. The day after the affair scandal broke, Page Six posted an article claiming Tom and Raquel, who allegedly had an affair over the course of 7 months, were planning to tell Ariana for weeks. Side note, I think that's a lie. I don't think that they were ever planning on telling Ariana. I think that Raquel wanted Tom to because she wanted to be out in the open. And I think that he was giving her every single excuse in the book why he couldn't, Oh, I promise you I'm going to leave her. Oh, I promise you we're going to tell her. But the restaurant, oh, her grandfather died. Oh, today ends in Y, stupid stuff. But I don't think that they had a legitimate plan. But let's keep going. But the Vanderpump Rules Reddit wasn't having it. Quote, damage control has arrived, wrote OP Listen Here, adding, sure, they were going to tell her. Always easy to say that after you're caught. But let's not forget the other 7 months they were absolutely not going to tell her. And I think it was even longer than 7 months. I think it was since at least April of 2022 when they were in Coachella. At least. But here we go. Many scoffed at the idea that this made it any better, with one commenting, how about you don't have an affair in the first place, demons? Instead, Redditors argued it only made Raquel and Sandoval look worse, especially since Page Six article claimed they intended to break the news to Vanderpump Rules fan favorite Ariana on camera. So this is even worse. First, you're saying that you had this plan to tell her, but which is convenient because now you're caught. And now you're saying you had a plan to tell her on camera? Not even, since it's such a, in your stupid statement, Sandoval, it's a private matter. It's a private thing. If it's so private, why did you plan to tell her on camera? That is the most grimiest, disgusting thing ever. So you wanted to humiliate her even more. Disgusting. The tabloid also reported that at Tom's show Friday night, he called himself, quote, one of the most hated people in America, and responded, we love her, when the crowd chanted Ariana's name. Redditors joked about his inflated ego and expressed disgust at his apparent lack of remorse. Many commenters pointed out that this story didn't coincide with what they said to the press. Just moments before Ariana discovered the affair during his band show on Wednesday night, Sandoval gushed about their relationship. The same night, Raquel appeared on Watch What Happens Live alongside Sheena Shea, where she claimed to be, quote, dating herself, and pushed the narrative that there was romance brewing between her and Tom Schwartz. The 28-year-old called Sandoval the more attractive of the Toms and gave Andy Cohen a Tom sweatshirt. Both moves looks extra sinister, considering what had been going on for months. Reportedly, Ariana's best friend, Sheena Shea, discovered the affair after Watch What Happens Live. Reddit also brought up a rumor the affair began at Coachella, which I do think it started at Coachella, meaning Sandoval and Raquel would have lied to Ariana for almost a year. Thank you. Okay. Especially befuddling are Raquel's actions over the past few months, as Tom Schwartz seemed to be her main love interest. She even made Schwartz's ex-wife, Katie Maloney, angry via social media post. Now that it appears her and Schwartz were just a cover story, targeting Katie seems extra mean and unnecessary. Raquel apologized for crossing Katie's boundaries on a recent Vanderpump Rules episode, as Ariana sat with them. So disgusting. The former pageant queen was likely already seeing Sandoval at this time. I mean, she was. They were banging. Ariana was also kind and supportive to Raquel, especially when she split from ex-fiancé James Kennedy. Days after Schwartz was named Vanderpump Rules' ultimate villain, Raquel and Sandoval have already succeeded him. While Raquel joined the cast of Vanderpump Rules Season 5, Sandoval has been on the show from the start. In Season 2, he and Ariana were accused of having an affair while he was still with Kristen Doute. Kristen later claimed he cheated on Ariana with a girl in Miami, which he denied, but obviously we all know that was a lie, and he did. But his actions with Raquel show he hasn't changed and don't exactly put this relationship on steady ground. Viewers will have to wait and see how this scandal unfolds and what Sandoval and Raquel's next attempts at damage control look like. Meanwhile, Katie and Ariana's upcoming sandwich shop appears posed for great success. I mean, we now know what their next moves were. He put out this ridiculous statement, and then apparently she has her new PR strategy. We'll read that again because we have a lot of new people in the room. So this was posted by Dumas, and it says, Beauty Queen in crisis mode. Raquel fired her PR team yesterday. Side note, we're pretty sure she got fired. She was the one who was fired. But let's keep going. Which, not so coincidentally, was the same as Tom Sandoval's PR team. Her new team is already on the offensive, crafting a narrative that Raquel is also a victim in all of this. When she films with Sandoval later today, she's been advised and is planning to break things off with him. To be determined if that happens. The plan is to then go after him for screen recording the FaceTime sex session without Raquel's consent, which was uncovered by Ariana on Sandoval's phone and led to the unraveling of events. They're planning to allege that Sandoval took advantage of Raquel while she was in a vulnerable moment in life, clouding her judgment, then recording intimate videos without her knowledge. She will then go on an apology tour, relaying that she was devastated by what has unfolded and for betraying one of her best friends, Ariana. At present, Raquel is not taking responsibility for her role in this affair. She's more concerned with correcting the record on the, quote, finger-banging video than taking accountability for the hurt she has caused. And just for the record, she didn't have these ideas nor plans to distance from Sandoval until her new PR relayed their strategy to try and save her image. Now, that is why we have on the screen photos of Erika Jayne and Lisa Rinna, because her new publicist is Jack. Jack is the same exact publicist that allegedly was the one who was in cahoots with Erika Jayne and Lisa Rinna to leak the Kathy Hilton drama, the Aspen drama, calling her a racist and a homophobe and psychotic, this, that, and a third. Kyle Richards said at the end of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills that it was Erika's publicist, and that is Jack. On the screen is a screenshot of Raquel's Instagram header where she put Jack at Full Scope PR as her new publicist. Now that tracks because, as we know, Jack, he himself has said, one of his big strategies when his client is in crisis is to create a bigger crisis to distract from their crisis. That's exactly what they were trying to do with the Kathy Hilton drama. They're like, well, let's have everybody point fingers at Kathy so people stop pointing fingers at you, Erika. And then by proxy, give Lisa Rinna a storyline, because I think they were all in on it. And he's also been known to put together like fake celebrity couples. Like say his client is up and coming. So he will match that client with someone more established to, rise their star, basically like take a C or a B lister, pair him with an A lister to give them more press, more credibility, more influence, to raise up their brand image. He's also been known to pair his clients in, fake relationships. Because again, unfortunately in our society, there is still some people who have a stigma about, gay or bisexual, you know what I mean? And so he would basically pair his clients who were not comfortable coming out of the closet with, someone of the opposite sex to pretend to be their husband, pretend to be their girlfriend, like contracts, basically, celebrity relationship contracts. He would do that with his clients. So she picked the right person. And apparently she had to negotiate pay. I'm sure he's probably gouging her because she's in a desperate situation and she needs it. But yeah, and according to Distractify, she's worth $30 million. I don't believe that. Nothing about Raquel says that she's worth $30 million. I don't buy that. I don't think that's true, but that's what they said. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. If I missed anybody's comment, I'm sorry. I am just going to start right here. Actually, before I do that, stick around, Candy Canes. You know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and join our newsletter. You get free self-care and self-love and wellness tips there all the time. And comment down below what you think about all of the mess. All right, so with that, let's dive into some of your questions and comments. Now, I just randomly skipped down the comment section. So if I missed your comment, I'm sorry. It is not personal. I just skipped them because there's so many. So I just wanted to say that. I apologize if I missed anybody's comment. Hey, the Court of Public Opinion says Natasha, it makes sense now. At the time, her face was so off. Hey, Maria, she goes, I want to know if Raquel got fired from the restaurant yet. And then obviously from the show eventually. True. And you know what? You bring up a really good point, Maria, about her being fired from the restaurant and then from the show eventually. Because it reminded me of why the whole $30 million net worth doesn't make any sense. Wasn't she saying that she wanted to go to school to be like a special needs teacher? Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or shady at all, because I obviously think that, teachers, particularly teachers who are teaching children with special needs, are heroes and amazing and the best and everything else. But why would she be doing that if she has $30 million from pageants and Instagram and Vanderpump Rules? You get what I'm saying? Like, that, it just doesn't track. I don't believe that Distractify. Vanessa says BS. Exactly. The Court of Public Opinion. Thank you so much for being a channel member. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Because I was like, Rachel, what's going on with your face? LOL. That's Rinna. Lynn said nobody took advantage of her. LOL. Exactly. Maria says Lisa and Ken should buy out Tom and cut ties with them. Exactly. Natasha says at Nicole, oh my gosh, I was wishing I had your Insta today because I was falling down rabbit holes left and right and no one to send my info to. Aw. The Court of Public Opinion says Kathy, right? LOL. I'm all flustered and what? Kathy says at Amy Rhodes, you're brilliant. Shout out to Amy. What is up? Shout out to Natasky. Shout out to Nicole. Jasky says, no finger banging. Annalisa says, one pays to be in pageants, not the other way around. Exactly, Annalisa, exactly. If one wins Miss America, for instance, gets all kinds of jobs for endorsements and advertisements and a certain amount of money and scholarships, that part. Hey, Joanne, because they used to switch partners before, are they going to fire her? I don't think they're going to fire her from I don't think they're going to fire her from Sir or the show. The reason why is because she's not cheating with anybody who actually still works at the restaurant. You know, Ariana doesn't work there anymore. Sandoval doesn't work there anymore. So it's not like she would be causing havoc at the restaurant. Katie doesn't work there. Lala doesn't work there. To be honest, the only person who still works there is Peter and Charlie. And they're non-factors. Not to be mean, but in this situation, they're non-factors. So if anything, Charlie's going to, really give it to her, and that'll be good. And then they're not going to fire her from the show because they want the ratings. Like, we're all talking now, that's the gag. Hey, Chocolate Chunks, I'm coming in so late. I knew this would happen. You're good, sweetheart. Hey, Maria. So instead of spending her life with Sandoval, she's going to press charges against him. Exactly, Maria. Exactly. It's absolutely bonkers. The Court of Public Opinion says, I was saying that before, Annalisa. Absolutely. It's ridiculous. Hey, Christine. She goes, that is not true. Vanessa's giving the eye rolly emojis. Nicole Sanatoski. Chocolate Chunk says, I knew Raquel would cry like a Karen and say he took advantage of her. She will be hated even more now. She should have just taken accountability. Yeah, I think she's definitely more hated now, 100%. The Court of Public Opinion says, if she earned any money, it was from social events, endorsements, and appearances. Exactly. And I don't think it's to the tune of $30 million. And Elisa says, Colorado is common law. If they lived here and bought a home, instant marriage. Yeah. And I think California is common law too, right? Like 7 years. The Court of Public Opinion not being an anesthesiologist or anesthesiologist, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I can't even spell it. Exactly. I can't even pronounce it. Maria says, anyone that gives Raquel an opportunity to play the victim needs to rot in hell. Exactly. Christine says, Katie said if Tom was the one, was with one of her friends, she would run a train through shorts and sandies. I know. But it turned out it was Raquel who did. The Court of Public Opinion says, word. Eileen Bradley says, isn't having this dude as a publicist bad publicity by itself at this point? I mean, one would think. Maria says Raquel ran the train, that part. Chocolate Chunks says, Raquel is on camera getting drunk and asking men to make out with her, also speaking on it when she was sober without batting an eyelash. That part. The Court of Public Opinion says, he, Eileen. The Court of Public Opinion says, hey, girly, how are you? Yay! I love it. Love and Coco says, I'm still in shock by her. She's well. Her and Tom are just scary. Yeah, it's really, really crazy. It's really, really crazy. Maria says, where is she going to get the money? Her family told her to leave Los Angeles and come home, and she refuses. Do you think your dad is paying for everything? That's also true. That was also dropped by Dumas, where it was saying her family was concerned about her, saying stop filming, come home, and get some help. Because she has been drinking a lot, and she has had a complete personality flip. So who knows? Maybe something is going on. Who knows? Shout out to Ms. T. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Eileen says, I just don't trust the timing of this sudden reveal. It's too convenient for a show with a dwindling viewership. Ooh, that's another good point. Maria says, wait, who said Raquel is worth 30 million? Raquel? Exactly. It was like in Life and Style and Distractify. I don't believe that for a second. The Court of Public Opinion says, trust fund kid. I don't see, that's the thing. The only way I think that she would have access to $30 million would be a trust fund, but I don't think she is a trust fund kid. I think we would have clearly have known that by now, Love and Coco says, at Nicole, hi, sweet friend. Natasha says, I thought a pediatric physical therapist. Maybe it's a pediatric physical therapist, teacher for special needs, whatever it is. She does not have $30 million. The Court of Rebellion says, no, Raquel or Rachel has a BS already for you guys. Exactly. Hey, Maria, she goes, if she was a trust fund kid, why would she be waiting tables? That part. That part, I don't believe it. I think that's fake news. The court of public opinion says she just isn't employed by it with it. She just isn't employed by it with it. Hey, Kristen. She goes, yep. She said she wanted to go to teach autistic children. Yeah, I guess that was BS for more support with fame. Yeah. Yeah, I want to go help, the children. Yeah, I'm Bambi. Girl, bye. Miss T says, hi, Coco. Hey, April. She goes, Raquel has basically buried herself literally in all of this mess. Raquel said she can barely afford her apartment, so she isn't worth that much. Exactly. I was like, why is she living in like a regular smegular West Hollywood apartment if she's worth $30 million? Girl, bye. And plus her little palette that she had with Lala Beauty, that just got put on clearance. And when you have something like that, the bulk of that commission goes to Lala because it's Lala's brand that she's basically doing a partnership with. So she's not making a lot of money from that. Chocolate Chunk says, why does she need James to pay her way in Hollywood and work at SUR if she has $3 million? Lies. That part. And she was social climbing, She was like, oh, I'm with James, this famous DJ. And then turned out that wasn't really like the gravy train she thought it was going to be. Yes, he was paying for everything, but like kind of like regular 20s, people in their 20s, just us hanging out, So I think that she thought she was going to upgrade to Tom Sandoval. He's older. He has a restaurant. He has his weird band. He's been on the show way longer. He has a $2 million home. I think it was very clear that she thought I could stick with James and live in an apartment, or I could smash Sandoval and move into his $2 million home. You see what I'm saying? And if she had $30 million, why is she moving so grimy? She doesn't have that much money. Love and Cuckles, this is Miss T. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Mwah! Shout out to all my candy canes. I love you guys. The court of public opinion says, for fame, Maria, she's not waiting at a diner. Is she? LOL. Maria says, yes. Lisa says, I'm late. They didn't fire Raquel. She fired her manager, right? Not manager, publicist. And we believe, because we put on our candy cane critical thinking hats, that she was the one who was fired by her PR team because they also represent Tom Sandoval. And since both of them are implicated in the scandal, it would be a conflict of interest for the PR firm to represent both of them. And they've clearly represent Tom for longer. He's been on the show for way longer. She kind of just showed up on the scene a couple years ago with James in that situation. They also probably represent Tom Schwartz. And as we know, every single partnership, deal, project that Tom Sandoval has, other than his band and other than what he does with Ariana, is with Tom Schwartz. So I think that her PR company fired her. And then she hired, which is on the screen, she hired Jack, who is the same publicist that Erika Jane has. Maria says, yeah, she lied to Andy at the reunion and said she was going to get out of the party scene and go back to school. Yep. Yes, she did. Linda says, Bravo might give her a pay raise. Oop. Ms. Graham says, right, I thought she would be a teacher instead of being on the show. That's what she led us to believe the way she left at the last reunion. Exactly. The court of public opinion says zero cash, even if you win Miss California. That part. Hey, Nataski. She goes, she's cheating with her boss's business partners. Ooh. It's a mess. It's a mess. Hey, Nataski. Happy Sunday, sweetheart. April said, Lisa can't fire her from SUR because Raquel would be able to sue if she did. Yeah, and Raquel is real thirsty. She's real thirsty. Don't forget, she was threatening to press charges against Sheena Shea. It's still to be determined if Sheena really, hit her or slapped her or whatever, or if it was just like a really heated discussion. Verdict is still out on that one. But yeah, I can see her doing that. The court of public opinion says, I Googled and researched. She definitely has a degree at PICS and everything. Yeah, she was in college. I mean, she went to school. She has a degree, but 30 million? Hey, Nataski. She goes, at Maria, I'm dead. Linda is laughing. Hey, Sierra says, Candy, I missed you. Mwah, I missed you too, sweetheart. What's up? The court of public opinion says you have a pick of about 3 restaurants in LA if you want to be famous. So true. Hey, Vanessa, she goes, forget Raquel. I had a situation like that. You did? What was the situation? Tell us the situation. Lisa says, I really like Charlie. She really says exactly what's on her mind. That is true. She really does. She really does. And Charlie was pretty stellar this last episode when she really put Raquel in her place. Like, why are you going to Allie and talking about her and talking about James? Like, that's not your place anymore. You know? And that's another thing. Like, why couldn't Raquel leave James alone? You're having sex with Sandoval, who is one of his really, really good friends, who led him to believe that, you know, he really was invested in their relationship. You know, Sandoval, now I get why Sandoval paid $12,500 for the whole, you know, Raquel Coachella situation. It was because he wanted to create that experience for Raquel, not because he really wanted to help James propose. So how long have they really had this going on? Who knows? Who knows? Is this why she ended? Is the real reason why she ended the engagement? Who knows? Who knows? All I know is this. What doesn't track with me with that is it doesn't make sense that a man who would have sex with another man's girlfriend or ex or whatever the heck you want to call it with Raquel while he's in a relationship for months out of the kindness of his heart, give that said man $12,000 to be engaged to said girl. Doesn't make sense. What makes sense? They've had something going on for a very long time. For a very long time, there's been something. I'm not saying full-blown sex, but who knows, something. And the $12,000 was because Tom Sandoval wanted to create that experience for Raquel, not because he was doing James a favor. Because the favor he did James has been having sex with Raquel for at least the last 6 to 11 months. Hey, the court of public opinion says, I Googled that too, about $1 million, a little over. Hey, Maria, but there's going to be backlash from clients if they have to see her there. Yeah, it might not be safe. I saw on, I forgot where it was, somebody's Instagram, and they were saying how people were like doing like threats to Ariana, not to Ariana, I'm so sorry. Ariana, I'm sorry, girl. Doing threats to Raquel and Tom and Schwartz and Sandy. Now, I draw the line there. I'll get up here on YouTube, I'll run my mouth, I'll read them for filth, but like in real life threats, like no. Not that deep, not that serious, you know? Not my dog, not my pony, not my show. That's too much. Hey, Joanne, your title said Raquel fired. That's why I asked. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, fired from the PR agency. That's our hook. That's, well, at least that's what my thought is she's fired from the PR agency. It's all good, Joanne. You can always ask questions. Nicole said, I love and Coco. Hey, girl. Hey. Vanessa said, pick me girls are stupid. April says, I can't want this girl extra AF. She is really going to spin all of this on Tom. That part. Petoskey says, this kind of betrayal will leave you psychologically traumatized. It's a really difficult role to recover, but she will be stronger, and hopefully she chooses to learn and grow from this and not shut down. I agree. Sending lots of love to Ariana and to James. I think it's traumatizing for Ariana and James, you know? And you're right. It is a psychologically very traumatizing time, especially when your embarrassment is amplified. Do you know what I mean? Like, even in like regular real life, it's like one thing for your partner to cheat on you. It's another thing for your partner to cheat on you and then everybody know. You know what I mean? Like, that's a different type of embarrassment and humiliation. So for Ariana, and I'm going to throw James in there too, because I think he's hurting too. To have this happen, you know, privately, it sucks. Your friendship group knows it sucks. But then to have like America know, even though we stand with them, it's still a different level of embarrassment. So I hear you. Hey, the court of public opinion fired from her PR team, I believe. Yes, exactly. Lisa says Katie is very funny. I really like Katie. I'm excited to see Katie come more of like herself without Tom Schwartz, because I think Tom Schwartz and Sandoval, both of them are very, very toxic. Maria says, sorry for using bad language. It's okay, girl. Use whatever language you want, you know? Just like I said to Joanne, ask any question you want. Maria, use any language you want. I will bloop and dupe and this and that. We're good. Lisa says, I totally think she was doing all that to make Sandoval jealous. Yeah, but okay, so do you think she was doing it to make Sandoval jealous and then it evolved into something more full-blown? Because I'm on track with this, where I think it's twofold. One, I think, yeah, Raquel was really hurt that even though she was the one who ended the relationship, that James was the one to find Allie literally like 3 weeks later, move her in and be like, now this is the new love of my life. Again, I think that relationship is toxic, unhealthy, codependent, and destined to blow up in everybody's faces. But that's a whole other conversation. So I do think a lot of what Raquel has been doing has been to make James jealous and to get a rise out of him. And then the other side of that is, I also think a part of this is Tom Sandoval never actually got over the fact that James was sleeping with Kristen behind his back. I can't remember if Kristen and Sandoval were still together. I think maybe they had broken up, but I do know that James and Tom Sandoval were friends prior to him sleeping with Kristen. And then obviously we know James and Kristen then went off and dated, that blew up, and X, Y, and Z. So I think Tom Sandoval is the type of person who holds a grudge. I don't think he lets anything go. And I think if he thinks you did something to his ego, he's going to hold on to it and he's going to make you pay for it. So I do think a part of this also has to do with James. Raquel trying to make James jealous, and Tom Sandoval on his little, his ego is bruised, getting back at James for sleeping with Kristen. Hey, Amy says, I had a dream last night. Raquel showed up at the reunion pregnant. Oh no. Not that. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. The toxic says her father is very wealthy, allegedly. Really? What does her father do? The Court of Public Opinion says, my guy is working third shift. I got to run, guys. Breakfast time. Mwah. Bye, Court of Public Opinion. Natasha says, the table waiting is for the show. Yes, that's a good point. That is a good point. Because the real check comes from being on the show, not working at SUR, and then all of the other appearances and gigs you get. The Court of Public Opinion says, but I love all you candy canes. We love you too, sweetheart. Thank you for joining. Love and Coco says, you would think she would just quit SUR. I mean, at this point, you don't even have to work at SUR. Ariana doesn't. Katie doesn't. Tom and Tom don't. In fact, Tom and Tom is the competition. They just opened up Shorts and Sandy's and they're still on the show. The only people who still work at SUR is Raquel. And to me, Charlie and Peter don't really count in this situation. So, I don't know. Linda says, if she is a show fan, she did stay on the show or get on the show. She did it to stay on the show or to get on the show? Both. She did it to stay on the show and to get on the show. She got with James to get on the show. She got with Tom to stay on it. Ruth Ann says, kick them all to the curb. Hey, Lisa, at the Court of Public Opinion, have a good night. Yes, have a good night, sweetheart. Hey, Irene, she's not living in that apartment, please. Maria says, I don't think the viewership was dwindling. This has been the best season yet. I don't think it's the best season yet. I think it's one of the best. I think it's, how can I put this? The show was doing really, really good. It was doing really well, but I think it was more like a rebound season. I think it was getting back to what it used to be in its heyday, not necessarily the best season yet. This is what I think, but you know what I mean? Hey, Toaster says her image. I know. What image, girl? Bye, Bambi. Hey, little marshmallow bear says Raquel's family is wealthy. Are they? I gotta do some sleuthing on that. My gut says no. My gut says I feel like they're middle to upper class, but not $30 million middle to upper class. And didn't people say those two they're not, Yeah, that doesn't matter. I was going to say something, but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know. I have to look that up. I'll do some digging on that. But my gut says they're like middle to upper class, but they're not $30 million. She doesn't give the vibe that, you know what I mean? I don't know. Lisa says, and that crappy tiny apartment. Exactly. The Court of Public Opinion says, thank you, Lisa, and loves. Mwah. Thank you, sweetheart. Love and Coco says, she should rename the palette to Sex and Regret. Hey, Linda says, these people sure think a lot of themselves. Hey, Nataski. Hey, sweetheart. She goes, I heard that they are using Schwartz's pad as a banking spot. Wow. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. That's why she stopped sleeping with James, and that's why he stopped sleeping with Ariana. Hey, Lisa, have you all seen the Porsche she bought recently? I still don't buy that she's worth $30 million. I'll look it up. Vanessa says Raquel is a gold digger, and I have no respect for her. That tracks more. That tracks more on a gut level. But I could be wrong. Natasha says, yeah, I think Raquel comes from a rich Jewish California family. Natasha says, I mean Rachel. Oh, man. Natasha says, at Lisa. Ew, really? Linda says, LOL. Amy says, Natasha, not surprised about the use of Schwartz's pad. Me either. Natasha says, at Amy, learned that today when I was down on one of my rabbit holes. I love it. Lisa said, Natasha, yes, I was looking through her Insta. Love and Coco says, at Amy Road, sending happiness. Elisa says, okay, that makes total sense. Maria says, I think for a cow has her. I said I'm Tom Tom, and you will pray that hoodie out of her cold dead hands. Exactly. Natasha says, at Lisa, everything about her is fake. She's even fake poor. I don't know. There's just something that isn't tracking with her being worth 30 million. I just don't buy it. I just don't see it. I'll do a deeper dive. We'll do another live on that one, you guys, because I don't know. Exactly. Maria says, sorry, that didn't make any sense. Oh, you're okay, sweetheart. You're all good. Patricia says, jumping in. Who has 3 million? Exactly. Exactly. Natasky says, at least, or do you think she could have a sugar daddy? She's definitely not above that if her daddy won't buy it for her. I wouldn't be surprised if she was more of a sugar daddy. I mean, look what she's doing on the show. She's ran through 5 men on the show. She's ran through James, Peter, Oliver, Tom Schwartz, and Tom Sandoval. That's literally the entire male cast of the current show. Literally the entire male cast of the current show she's been with. I'm not slut shaming. I'm just stating facts. Natasky says, not for nothing, Charlie came through. That is true. She really did. Hey, April says, referring to Raquel at Patricia. Vanessa says, I was dating a guy I work with and a coworker caught feelings for him. Oh, no. No. See, that's like my biggest thing. Big Star says, in Cal, you can terminate without cause. Raquel will probably be dismissed unless Bravo steps in. Whoop. You know what? I think it'll be very telling because what's her face? Lisa Vanderpump is going to be on Watch What Happens Live on Wednesday, I believe. I think that will be very, very telling. How Lisa Vanderpump responds, what she says. I think she's going to be very shocked and very, I'm really disappointed by the blah, blah, blah. I think it'll be that. But I think that will be very, very telling. And we're going to cover it. So you guys watch and then come over here and we'll talk about it. Okay? We'll talk about it. Patricia says, thank you. Hey, Maria. She goes, Greg took over Schwartz and Sandy's social media and is begging people to come back to the restaurant. I'm like, dude, nobody's going to want to go there. Just buy the Tom's out and change the name. That part. And to be honest, was it doing that well before this? Like, I don't think it was like popping like that even before this. And what we've seen on the episodes currently, it's been a hot mess. It's been nothing but like it's been a money pit. Isn't that what it's called? A money pit? It's been a money pit. And Greg, I don't know how legit Greg is. Him holding the lease, but Tom and Tom paying for it? And then remember when Lisa Vanderpump was like, I wouldn't have signed this. You should have showed it to me. So who knows Greg's situation, what his deal is. Natasha says, because they were banging back then. Exactly. Lisa says, oh, yeah, you know what? I think it's going to be a lot of stuff coming out about her. I think so, too. Natasha says, yes, she broke up with James for a Sandoval. Exactly. Cassie says, when people get caught, they will go to great lengths and throw anyone under the bus to clear their name. True that. M says she only missed James because he paid for everything. Exactly. That's why I'm like, this whole $30 million doesn't make sense. This whole like trust fund, because this is another thing. I think that if Raquel came from money like that, like I don't think she came from poverty, like obviously not. But $30 million, I feel like we would have known that by now, if that makes sense. Natasky says he did it to help her out with the storyline. I don't know. They were living together. Kristen says, when will people believe me? She wants an eggplant for every hole. Peter was a bust. Oliver was still married. So she's trying to break up Allie and James so she can have Tom, and James. Oh, man. Lisa says, Cassie, you're very right about that. Natasky says, and it makes him look generous and amazing. True. Very true. Maria says, Raquel's sister was telling Charlie yesterday and confirmed that Raquel took a punch in the face. Yeah. Miss T says, hush money. Exactly. Hey, Miss Graham, that makes so much sense, Candy. Thank you, sweetheart. Vanessa says, it was awful. I wouldn't want to be, quote, the other girl. Me either. Jackson says, Rachel needs to lay low. Exactly. Miss T says, James has money, right? Miss T. Exactly. Lisa says, and James didn't pay him back. He didn't. James better not pay him back after that. James better not pay him back after all this. M says, Natasky, isn't that what she's been doing? Exactly. Cassie says, I've been thrown under the bus by a supposed friend and my ex-boyfriend just so they could clear their name. So yeah, I totally get the situation and it's messed up. Yup. 100%. Hey, Wikipedia, in my opinion, Raquel is more like James Kennedy than she realizes. She's a sober James. Bloop. Alexi says, Charlie said, you will become the homewrecker. Raquel responded, there is no home to wreck. I feel like Charlie knew. Wow. That's crazy. Natasky says, at Maria, I don't believe her sister. I think she wants people to think that. Maria says, yeah, that's what I want to know. She's fooling around with Sandoval and going after James' relationship with Allie. Yeah, she was diabolical. Raquel really was diabolical in this whole situation. It's ridiculous. Yazzie says, if it comes out Raquel is psychotic, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, her family is begging her to come back and seek help. And when you say seek help, like, what do they mean? Go to rehab, go to sex rehab, get on meds, like seek help for what? A horrible personality? Running through 5 men? I don't know. M says, no, Charlie wouldn't condone that. Natasha says, you second guess your reality. Exactly. Maria says, okay, interesting. Natasha says, I can't imagine the public humiliation aspect of it. Yeah. I mean, the limelight is good when it's good, but when it's shining a light on everything else, All right, you guys, I'm going to jump down to some new comments. So if I skipped anybody's comments, I apologize. It's not personal. I'm just jumping down to fresher comments. Okay, let's see. Lisa says, I don't like Greg either. DGF67 says, my YouTube notification spelled me again, Candy. Oh no! Welcome, DGF. Hey, Candy Canes, what's up? Miss Graham says, right, they were so thirsty to open something, they kind of even stabbed Lisa in the back. They did. They were so thirsty. Again, pride always comes before the fall. Always. And Tom were so prideful. They were egomaniacs. They thought that, they put Lisa Vanderpump on with Tom and all this stuff. It's like, boys, bye. Absolutely not. They thought that they didn't need Lisa Vanderpump anymore, that they could do it all on their own. They felt slighted that she was the majority stakeholder in Tom. But Lisa was right. She goes, your only value is like your name and your personality and your social media. Like, you don't have business value. You don't have business acumen. And she was right. And so they went off with this guy, Greg, thought they could go into business by themselves and missed out on a huge resource, which is Lisa Vanderpump. That's a huge resource. And I'm not talking about money or going into business. I'm talking about like, hey, Lisa, can you read over this lease agreement? Can you read over this contract for me? Does everything make sense? Does it look right? Hey, do you have a good, real estate attorney that you can, refer me to look over this stuff? But pride always comes before the fall. They thought they had it. They didn't need her anymore. And now look. Greg is on social media begging people to come to Schwartz and Sandy's. Vanessa says, Brock better watch out. Oop. I mean, that's the thing. Brock is not letting his meal ticket go. Natasky says she missed James because he paid and she missed the perks of and she mixed the purse of out in an open relationship. See, that's why I don't think she has $30 million. Why would she care if James paid if she had $30 million? I don't know. I got to go back. Hey, Patricia, fangirl on a come up. That part. Love and Coco says at DGF, I don't get notifications either. Oh, no. Well, if you're not getting the notifications, go to the bell icon, unclick the icon, wait a couple of seconds, and then click it back. It might need to reset. Y'all know YouTube be messing up. So if you're not getting the notifications, reset it. And thank you for letting me know. Natasky, hey, sweet girl. She goes, James better not pay that psycho back. Exactly. Hey, Irene. She goes, please. She wants us all to believe she's unknowingly dough in the woods. She's almost 30. That part. She's not 18. She's 28. Exactly. Hey, Amy. She goes, I think Sandoval told girls he was in an open relationship to hook up with them. He's trash. Exactly, because everybody obviously knew he was in a relationship with Ariana. And I agree with you. I think he told the girls he was in an open relationship. And unfortunately, probably because Ariana came out as bi, it was probably more believable because sometimes people equate that with being open and stuff like that. But like Ariana said, bisexuality does not equal polyamory. Just because you're bi doesn't mean you're okay with your partner having sex with other people. And it also doesn't mean that you want to have sex with other people, So I agree. And then you saw his face in the trailer when Sheena brought it up and was like, oh yeah, people are saying that you're in an open relationship. I forgot who she said it. And you saw his face fall. Miss T says, that's an expensive love gift. Bloop. Hey, Artist Fleetwood says, hit that like and show Candy some love. Yes, thank you. Hey, April says, yeah, I never get notifications for Candy. I just happen to catch it from time to time. You guys, you got to hit that notification bell. Reset that bell, you guys. Marie says, she's a sociopath. That part. Love and Coco says, Raquel has been a very busy girl. And she says, Sandoval basically paid $12,000 to sleep with Raquel. That's why he didn't want to be paid back for the proposal. It wasn't out of goodness of his own heart. So gross. That part. And yes, to sleep with Rachel. 100% Rachel. Hey, Maria says, this is like one of those Lifetime original movies where the patient escaped out of the hospital to find the new victim. That part. Hey, Wikipedia, Raquel is meek and sneaky, covert Cinderella. That part. Hey, Shay. She goes, I think the cheating started when she was with James. Ariana, Tom, James, and Raquel were all hanging out right before the breakup, and Ariana was in shock. I agree. I think that Tom Sandoval and Raquel, I don't know exactly when they started having sex, but there has something been going on between them for a very, very long time, in my opinion. At least a year. At least. That's what I think. It's crazy. Hey, Angie for Justice. Oh my God, what did I miss? Girl, you got to watch that replay. Jessica says she's a sociopath. Exactly. Hey, April says Raquel's full-time job is a BJ and she didn't give James any. This is the thing. I think she stopped giving it to James when she started giving it to Sandoval. You know what I mean? Lisa says, can you imagine the embarrassing mess this is for her parents? I know. I know. Miss Graham says 100%. Hey, just simply, now we know who Raquel has been sucking. Exactly. Like if your partners, once the sex goes, they're getting it from somewhere. And poor Ariana, in the episodes, remember she was like, Tom and I haven't been intimate, like we want to. We don't see each other. We don't have time for each other. And then remember, she was so excited because she thought that like finally he was going to have more time for her. And now look, like I really do think Ariana was in denial. I think she knew something was going on, but like any normal human being, was living in denial and didn't want to actually accept it. And I think she thought she could get her relationship back on track, Poor baby. The Toxic says, yeah, that Tom Tom sweatshirt has evil energy on it and needs to be burned. That part. Chocolate Chunks is at Maria. Yes. At Lemon Coco says at Natoski. Absolutely. Cassie says, has Ken been marked safe through this entire fiasco? That is so true. That's really funny. Hey, Irene, that's on Lisa and my opinion. Don't trust children to do grown-up jobs. True. Maria says, Anatoski, yes. Hey, Kristen, if you really think about it, Raquel really screwed everyone's friendships and relationship this season. Swartz and Katie and Sheena, Sandoval and Ariana, Tom, and Greg, now Tom. Yeah, she really ran through them like nobody's business. Like nobody's business. Hey, Natoski. She goes, can you imagine you are a professional businessman and your daughter is on acting like a sociopath and getting trains run through her? That's why they want her to come home. Kristen says, Tom is just as bad, but I'm just mind blown. Yeah, Tom is just as bad. He really is. But I think like the why it's so crazy with Raquel is because she fronted. It's the front of it all. The Bambi, the oh my gosh, and da stuff, And it's also like there is something very triggering and very disturbing with female betrayal. She really betrayed not just Ariana, but Katie and Sheena. It's crazy. Cassie says, I truly don't understand why Raquel would send Tom any type of incriminating message knowing he's with his girlfriend of 9 years. And why would he leave incriminating messages or videos in his phone? Well, I get why she would send them because she doesn't care. You know what I mean? She doesn't care. I mean, I guess he kept them because he thought, I don't know, maybe they didn't, go through each other's phone. It's a mess. Natasha says on TV, yes. Yeah, she's almost 30. Yazzie says, couldn't Raquel be sued Amber Heard style if she goes through with this narrative? Yeah, she could be. If Tom Sandoval wanted to, she could. Because at this point, the cat is too far out of the bag. If they go with this narrative, it is so painfully just a lie. Just like a complete lie. She better go call, or Tom Sandoval better call, what's his face? Michael Darby and get the same lawyer. Defamation. Hey, Debbie, you are so wrong. I think they want to do it on their own. Not needing Lisa is so wrong for you to say. These guys are in their 40s. It's time they all grow up. Well, I don't think it's wrong I think that they were in their ego. I think they thought we don't need Lisa anymore, whatever. And that actually pans out to be true as we've seen in the episodes. If they're so grown and can do it on their own, then how come in the episodes they're going to Lisa for advice? In the episodes, they're talking about the contract. They're talking about not being able to open. They're talking about the problems they're having with Greg. So if they're so grown and on their own without Lisa, then why now they're coming back to her with their tail between their legs, seeking her advice? That's why we know everything going on, because they were going back to Lisa for help. And that's why Lisa said, you guys should have just came to me and had me read the contract and I would have told you not to sign it. It's not about them being in their 40s and being grown and doing something on their own. It's fine for them to do something on their own. You should. They're adults. Spread your rings, no problem. My point is they missed out on resources and support that they could have gotten because of their ego and pride. And that's two very different things. I'm not saying that they can't go out and do something on their own without Lisa. Duh, they're adults. They can do whatever they want. But I do think they missed out on support and resources and wisdom because they wanted to pump their chest and say, we don't need Lisa. And those are two different things. Maria says, I'm also worried about her getting pregnant. Yeah, Amy had that, sorry. Amy had that dream. Oh, Miss T says, change notifications from all to all from personalized. Thank you, Miss T. Thank you. That's right, you guys. Change notifications to all from personalized. Thank you, sweetheart. Lauren says, Raquel's actions are the exact reason women don't trust other women. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, that's another reason why this whole situation is such a gut punch, is because of that. Hey, just simply, yeah, Rachel is old enough to know what's right and what's wrong, 100%. Hey, Chocolate Chunks at Candy, I've never gotten one single notification. I'm unclicking and reclicking now. Yes, definitely do it. Definitely. Hey, Lisa and Atoski, when you really think about the ramifications of what she's done. Buzz ex-girlfriend says, all the girls at SUR said they started with Peter first. Rachel literally took notes and is running that train. Choo-choo. You know what? That's true. Stassi even dated Peter. Yeah. Patricia says, I believe Tom is on drugs too. You think? Oh, wow. Like rock and roll drugs. Yikes. Lisa says, I said today, dumb like a fox. Irene says, I'm sure Lisa has a backup plan or something. She's a good businesswoman, I hope. Why would she just trust Tom, who have no experience in the restaurant business? Scary. No, Lisa Vanderpump did not trust Tom. That's why they were in their feelings. You know what I mean? No, Lisa is good. Lisa Vanderpump is fine. That's why Tom is fine. Nobody is boycotting Tom. Nobody is blowing up Tom Yelp's reviews. They're blowing up Schwartz and Sandy. Tom is doing fine. You know, we don't have Lisa Vanderpump out here on social media being like, please go to Tom's. You know what I mean? Lisa handled her business. Yes. Chocolate Chunk says, at Patricia, agreed. Love and Coco says, at Misty, thank you. I just did that. Hopefully it works. I hope it does. Natasky says, at Lisa, exactly. She caused so much distraction. She's like possessed. Patricia says, my reputation is everything to me. I wouldn't trade places with her for fame or money. That part. Debbie says, so what? They were never married and Ariana was not happy for the past 5 years. What people do behind closed doors is none of anyone's business. To sit and make judgment against them is ridiculous. Well, they're on a reality show. So what we're talking about is reality stars and the show. And also, it's not behind closed doors because the cameras are rolling. The cameras are rolling. So this is not behind closed doors. They've literally been filming since Wednesday. And like every outlet said, we're going to see this unfold on the show. Like they're literally filming right now. So none of this is behind closed doors. Nataski says, at Maria, not escape from the hospital to find a new victim. Maria says, yeah, because at the reunion when James was in tears, Sandoval started laughing. Yeah, Sandoval... Yeah, I think that Raquel and Sandoval have been in some type of situation for a long time. The doctor says her and James were together. Yep. Lisa says, at Natoski, we haven't even seen half of the fallout from this. I agree. And I think there's even way more to come out, like way more than we even know. Hey, Wikipedia says Raquel's a master of banalities. Watching grass grow has more depth. Oop. Hey, Lemon Coco, it's going to be crazy to watch this season. We're going to pick up on things we normally wouldn't. Exactly. Buzz, ex-girlfriend, says, right, I was actually watching an old episode and Raquel got drunk and slept over at Tom and Ariana's house in the episode. Yeah. Was that the night he went and smashed her? And then lied and said he got, what do you call it? Got her water? Hey, Nicole, she was the deleted scene of Ariana and Tom at Schwartz and Sandy Daily Mail Party is so heartbreaking now. Oh, so sad. So sad. All right, I'm going to skip down to some comments. If I skipped any, I'm sorry. Let's see. Here we go. Mary Ann says, with Raquel, I feel like she's using a fake hook with Schwartz to deflect from the fact she was actually sleeping with Sandoval. Yes. I think it's so low down and dirty from all three. Yeah. And poor Katie. Katie's whole feelings was basically just collateral damage, you know? Nicole says, at Improper Candles is putting out a light. If you think Raquel is a Bambi-eyed bee candle dropping tomorrow, Ariana gets to pick up the proceeds to go to the charity of her choice. Dun, 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 dun. Maria says, choo, choo. Just simply says, right at Kasi. Patricia says, I smell a couple of narcissists. That part. Chocolate Chunk says, is that you, Raquel? Just simply says, right, Candy. Yeah. Aw. Yazzie says, to think back, Ariana put Sandoval on by letting him on that cocktail book. It was hers first, and he got in his feelings that he had nothing going on. He's been toxic. Exactly, Yazzie. Exactly. And I'm gonna do a live on that. That's something I'm working on right now. Very good point. Hey, Debbie. Debbie says, people cheat on each other every day. Grow the F up. You act as if you know them. Oh, Debbie. No, Debbie. So everyone's allowed to have their opinion. We all can agree to disagree, but we have to keep it respectful, okay? We have to keep it respectful. We don't have to agree. We can all have our own opinion, but we do have to respect each other, okay? So, Debbie, you are welcome here. Your opinion is welcome here, but we just have to all be respectful, okay, sweetheart? Vanessa says, this is it. Trash, that is awful. Yes. Lisa says, you know that the crew had to have known something, right? See, yeah. Now, that's another thing I need to do a deep dive on. This is so juicy. Like, I need to take a break from my day job so I can just do deep dives all day. What do we think the crew knew? Production knew, do we think they knew? Because according to what the friends were saying, people suspected. So if the friend group is suspecting something, do we think that the crew and production suspected something? That's a good question. We'll have to do a deeper dive into that. Shay says, James said this all makes sense now. She was cheating on James with Tom. Exactly. That's why she stopped sleeping with James. And that's another thing that's disgusting, because I do think that she was cheating on James with Tom. But then after breaking off the engagement, still try to put James through hell by flaunting everything in his face and then trying to go after Allie. That's what the whole gag is. It's everything that Tom and even Schwartz and Raquel have done, the undercurrent is that Raquel and Sandoval were together doing all of it. That's what's so sick about the whole situation. Lisa says, I'm talking about the Bravo crew. Yeah, production. Jane says, do you think Raquel will play the I didn't know what I was doing? He forced himself on me. He took video of me I don't remember. Yeah. Watch the replay, because we go through the blind item that was sent to Dumas. And that's essentially what her, new publicist, who happens to be Erika Jayne's publicist, with the whole Erika Jayne, Lisa Rinna, Kathy Hilton meltdown drama. So, yeah. Hey, Patricia says, yes, rock and roll drugs. Eyes are all over the place, and he seems to be moving too fast. Yeah. He seems to want to have that, rock and roll lifestyle. You're not Freddie Mercury. Chill out, Sandoval. You do weird covers. Shut up. You write a song. Vanessa says, Stassi, Katie, Val, and Raquel. I can't get on board with Stassi. I can't. I just, I can't. But wait. What do you mean Stassi, Kate, Val, and Raquel? Raquel, too. Wait, what was that for, Vanessa? I probably read that out of sequence, so I apologize. Natassi says they would have tortured Katie for no reason. Exactly. Oh, the way they did. Exactly. Debbie says, you make me laugh. Candace, talk about your relationships. It's none of our business. Okay, Debbie. Love and Coco says they knew Katie would freak out, used her for a distraction. Horrible. Exactly. Irene says, wait 1 second. I just did, Kristen. I just did. It was a little too much. We don't need that energy with a candy cane crew. We keep it happy over here. So yes, just did. Irene says, I wouldn't want to mess with Rachel's dad. I'll leave it at that. Oh, okay. Hey Natasky says, and not to mention Rachel allowed Sheena to take all the blame. Yeah, she played with all of them. She really, really did. She played with all of them. Just simply says, we are entitled to our opinions. We can agree to disagree. Exactly. We keep it very, and shout out to all my candy canes. Love you guys. You guys are the best. We keep it very happy. We keep it high vibe. We keep it light and love over here. So we're good. We're good. Shout out to all of you guys. I love you. Hey, Chocolate Chunks. Thank you for holding me down. Hey, K Malin says, Lala called Raquel out a long time ago, saw straight through her from the start. But people said Lala was being too mean. Lala knew Raquel was a mess. So true. Hey, Becca. Becca says, Raquel was a super fan before she got with James. She reminds me of a Black Widow. Oop, 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 oop. Just simply says these people are on a reality show and it's a trending topic for entertainment purposes. Exactly. M says it's not about being grown. It's about experience. They have none. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Vanessa. Yazzie says, why'd you click on the video of this topic discuss you? There's millions of other videos to choose from. Exactly. Exactly. Vanessa says, can of worms. Maria says, bye, Felicia. Lisa says, Sandoval and his band ate really horrible ick. Yeah. Yeah. Love and Couple says, bye, Debbie. Bye, Debbie. Bye. Bye. Irene says, all for entertainment. Exactly. April says, Debbie Downer much. I love it. I love it. Pam says, Raquel is fired, but not Tom. Oh, so Raquel, so this is what we think. We think that Raquel was fired from her PR agency because the agency represented both her and Tom Sandoval. That's our running theory. And then she hired this Jack character, this Jack publicist, who's the same publicist that was Erika Jayne's publicist, and he was helping her and Lisa Rinna try and take down Kathy Hilton to distract. And I thought it was very telling that Raquel now has the same exact publicist doing the same exact strategy. Let's just create a bigger fire to distract from the fire that you're currently in by lying and shaming and putting other people out there, make you the victim and lie on other people. It's crazy. Irene says, James is messy, but darn if that guy doesn't make me laugh. I like James. I really do. He is messy, but I really did like him. Maria says, yeah, I've been traumatized all week. I need to be cheered up here and are made to laugh. Yes, that's where we come. We come here. We laugh. We kiki. We keep it light and love. It's all good. It is all good. We just kiki over here. Kristen said, laughing my A off, April. Yes. But this is at Pam, Raquel's publicist. Yes. Hey, Chocolate Chunks. Chocolate says, Debbie, drop a super chat. I love you, Chocolate Chunks. Thank you. Lisa says, yes, I'm enjoying being part of this live. Great group, great people. Exactly. We have fun. Vanessa says, bye, guys. Bye, sweetheart. How are you? Bye, sweetie. Susan says, Vanderpump Rules should be called Pine Valley. Bloop. Chocolate Chunk says, until next time. Maria says, Candy, you have the cutest voice for YouTube because some people it's like nails on a chalkboard. You just have a very cute personality and a sweet voice. Oh, thank you so much, Maria. I really appreciate that. You know, it's actually really funny. My voice now, it's actually lower than it is naturally. Because my OG candy canes will know this. Like, I was really, really sick over the holidays. I mean, like, very, very, very sick. And even now, I still kind of get like frogs in my throat from time to time, even though I'm like much better. But ever since then, I was coughing so much. My voice has gotten deeper. So this is actually deeper than my like natural voice. If that makes any sense. So I'm kind of like, keep it raspy. Love and Coco says, Raquel went to the dark side with Rinna and Erika. That part. Pam says, I got here late. All good, sweetheart. It's all good. As long as you're here. Vanessa says, Peter's dating history, right? Hey, Sauce Girl, I missed the beginning. Oh, no. Watch the replay. Replay gang. Linda says he was very gracious, letting that girl put makeup on him. Sauce Girl says, what's the new story since yesterday? You got to watch just watch the replay real quick. I do go over it really quickly in the beginning because we're about to wrap up. I've been talking for so long. Eileen says, I'm going to temporarily ban myself for tonight as it's 3 3:18 a.m. here I am. Time to put the sleep socks on. Good night. Good night, Eileen. Thank you for being a channel member. We love you. Hey, Nicole says actress Kaylee Kaluko is team Ariana. I love that the celebs are shook too. I love it when the celebs chime in. Like, it's so much fun. Like, remember when Jennifer Lawrence called Erika Jane evil? I was so here for it. I was so here for it. Kristen says, I'm out, Katie. Thank you for the hot tea. Mwah. You're welcome, sweetheart. I'm about to be out too. I'm going to get through these last comments and then I'm going to go eat because I'm hungry. Batty9 says, will they walk into the reunion holding hands? Oh my gosh. And she's going to be preggers. Chocolate Chunks at Eileen Nighty Night. Lisa says, I just can't with Sandoval. The painted fingernails and the man makeup. It's very cringe. That part. Kristen says, so is Caroline from TVD? Can't remember her real name. Candace King, I think. So is Caroline from TVD? What is that one, Kristen? Debbie says, oh no, Debbie Downers, not all of us. No, not you, Debbie. We love you. You're a candy cane, Debbie. You're good. You're good. It was the other Debbie. Irene says, the other day, I was just the day why at 57, by watching this still got hooked with my daughters and can't look away. It's good. It's good. You know what? It's good at any age. It really is. Says, typo, all good. Hey, April says, we're all nice over here. About to watch my Potomac reunion part 3, guys. Love and light to everyone. Good night. Good night, April. Just simply says, I started watching Vanderpump Rules. Yes. Lisa says, past my bedtime. Kristen says, oh, Vampire Diaries. Got it. Got it. Kristen says, night candy. Good night, sweetheart. Sheena says, for everyone saying Aaron and Tom weren't married, not happy, first of all, you don't have to be legally married to consider your relationship a marriage. Yes, we agree 100%. And honestly, they probably were common law married. Isn't it like only 7 years you have to be together? And they were together for 9 and they owned property together? That's more serious than a lot of marriages out there. So I agree with you. Oh, thank you so much, Maria, for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. That was so sweet. Kat said, Debbie, why are you so angry? I know. I was shook. I was like all happy and excited. And when I read it, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, that's not candy cane. That's not candy cane energy. Like, don't you know whose chat you stumbled into? We keep it love and light over here. Love and light. You know what? Debbie, we're sending you love and light. You might be going through something. There might be something going on in your life and you need something to be angry at. So we're going to send you love, peace, and positivity. And we're sending you some healing, Debbie. So that's what we do over here. Because you're right. She was angry. And like, that can't be because of me. Lemon Coco was like, at Maria says, thank you. Hey, Yazzie. Did I think I would hear the words finger banging so much today? You know, the last time we heard finger banging this much was when, shout out to my summer housers. Remember when Danielle was finger banged by Carl? Oh no, it was Lindsay. Lindsay was finger banged by Carl, but the gag was, it was like during the time Carl had been like casually hooking up with Danielle too or something like that. And he finger banged Lindsay. Wow, full circle, full circle. Hey, Miss Patty says, okay, so Raquel's recent nose job she got after being on the show. Yeah, she definitely got the nose job after being on the show because I think she was still with James when she got the nose job. M says, they're on a reality show and get paid good money. We watch the show that pays them and we are allowed to have our opinion. Exactly. An opinion we will have. Miss Patty says, much needed nose job, girl, please. Oop. Lisa says, good night, Candy. Good night, everyone. Mwah. You too, Lisa. Good night, sweetheart. Love and Coco says, I love that candy cane energy. Yes. You know the candy cane over energy over here. We just laughing. We laughing and loving life. Chocolate Chunks says, at Miss Patty, after having her friends sell feet pics for it. That's why I don't believe Rachel is worth 30 million. Yeah. I don't believe that either. That chick is not worth 30 million. I don't care what Life and Style says. She doesn't give 30 million energy. No. And anybody can lease a Porsche. With that, you guys, I love you. Thank you. This was so much fun. So leave it down below. Leave your candy cane energy down below. What do you guys think is going on with all of this hot mess? And I'm telling you, you heard it here first. I put it together that Raquel's new PR, her new publicist, is the same one as Erika Jane, who was hanging with Lisa Rinna. That was my candy cane brain. Put it all together. But I love you guys, and we will be back tomorrow. I want to do some Beverly Hills, and I want to do some Potomac. And we still going to be talking about Vanderpump Rules, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. Also, I want to say I appreciate you guys for holding me down. Hit the notification bell, reset it if you have to, put it to all notifications if you have to, like the video, I would love that, and share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. Yes, Debbie says, Debbie the train conductor, good night. Yes, Sheena says, long-term relationships, exactly. Chocolate Chunk says, so fun. Maria says, candy is sweet, be like candy. Yes, Love and Coco says, be well, safe, and happy. Amy says, thank you, Candy, you're welcome, sweetheart. Maria says she needs a Snickers bar. Exactly. Just Simply says, good night, everybody. Maria says, summer house. Lindsay, yes, gross like the 7th grade. Exactly. All right, you guys, I'm going to go and eat a lot of food and treat myself to some triple fudge brownie ice cream and watch some TV, because it's Sunday. I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out the description box, you guys. Join the newsletter. I have some new courses coming out. We have the free podcast, free self-love guide. It's really good. It's a good supplement to everything we do here. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.